Hello, 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 amazing people. Guess who's back?
Hey,
Yes, in the immortal words of Lil Kim, we've been gone for a minute, but we're back with the jump off.
there you go.
So, welcome to Chit and Chat with April and Kisha, where we discuss motherhood, sisterhood, parenthood, adulthood, childhood, in the hood.
So grab your favorite beverage and let's get to chit chatting.
Yes, yes, yes. So, my dear sister, what you drinking?
Well, today I'm drinking some high quality Dr. Pepper.
All right. All right. And I have, now y'all know I've been on this water kick and I've been drinking soda. But right now I am drinking some high quality water courtesy of Deer Park. So everybody don't particularly like that drink, but that's all my mama have in this house because she ain't gonna do nothing else. So I am drinking that. So I'm getting my high quality H2O in. So hey sis.
Hey, boo.
So to everybody, happy New Year, happy Valentine's, happy Easter, happy Super
Happy St.
Bowl,
Patrick's
happy
Day.
St. Patrick's, happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy birthday if you didn't have one.
Happy birthday, sis.
Thank you, girl.
And, and happy birthday to me because our birthdays have came.
Exactly.
Happy Mother's Day to all
Happy
the
Mother's Day.
mothers, the
Yep.
aunties, the godmothers, the guardians, um, those who don't have children but have other people's children. Happy Mother's Day. All the happy holidays between January and May. Happy graduation to some that's already graduated.
Yes.
Happy
Happy
prom
graduation.
season. Be safe. So yes, we've been gone for a little while. Life has been lifing. But we
Oh,
are back. So happy everything. So this particular episode, since we have been gone for a minute, we're just gonna play catch up.
okay.
A lot, a whole lot has
Yes.
happened in the last 4 or 5 months
I
in
got my little
around.
hard candy. You know I'm getting old.
Yeah,
And I had
yeah.
a birthday. I ain't going to eating hard candy.
Did you get it out your pocketbook with the lint on it, like they do at church? You know how the mothers of the church reach in
Girl,
the hard
no.
candy
I
got
got it on
lint.
my drawer. I got it on my drawer.
That's just as bad. Oh, so yes, we're gonna play catch up. So just so today, since we talk about all things hood, we're gonna play catch up. We're gonna talk about the hood.
Well, let's talk about the hood because these folk out here is crazy, girl. And I swear to God, I be trying to be professional out here in these people's suburbs, and they won't let me be great. They will not let me be great. And I had to tell some children today at the high school, the suburban high school. I said, y'all think I'm professional, but y'all don't know my background, and y'all is working it. Y'all working it. And when
Come
I
check
say
your
no,
bloodline. Check your bloodline.
no means no. And if you think I'm playing, go on try me, sis. Go on try me.
Yes, and no is a
Because
complete
it
statement.
don't make my day. Exactly. It don't make my day until I make somebody cry. And I don't give a daggone how old you is. So it was one of them days. It was one of them days.
Okay.
What
So
Monica said, it was just one of them days
that a girl
when
goes
you wanna
through
be all alone.
and you're
Girl, I was hoping.
inside.
Girl, I was angry inside, outside. I was taking it personal. I was doing all of that. Me and Monica was having us a little back and forth. Girl, I had the white shoes and everything. I
Uh-oh.
was sitting there with my feet out.
Okay. So yeah, it's sometimes it be like that. It be life in I mean, yeah, that was your day. I don't even know. Let's see where to start. We're gonna try not to get political. And this is a disclaimer.
Okay.
The views of me and my sister may not be the views of you, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has their
Mm-hmm.
opinions. Don't come
Exactly.
for us. That's what I'm trying
That's
to
right.
say. Don't come for
Because
us.
y'all already know where I stand. Don't come
So,
for me.
yeah, so we're gonna try not to be too political because I mean, and that is the way of the world, the culture of the United States at this moment in time. So, what has happened in the last 4 or 5 months? There's somebody there, new tenants, old to new tenants, what's old is new again. Tenants are back in the White House. Um, we've been dealing with
I know. They
cuts.
didn't put out the old people to bring in the people that we had already put out.
Yeah, pretty much. There's new tenants, new leadership, changes, Department of Education, government cuts, um, people getting laid off, losing their jobs, tariffs. So y'all gotta watch that Timu.
Ooh,
And
girl, I'm
she
gonna give y'all a secret to the T-move before we get off of here, because I'm gonna tell you what, I'm still turning it up, but there is a secret to it.
so there's been, tariffs, what else been going on? They have education is chaotic right now.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly the change of the name of Gulf of Mexico, but it's still Gulf of Mexico to me. um what else?
It's always gonna be Gulf of Mexico to me,
Exactly. People getting deported.
because I'm just saying,
It's been a lot in the political
can't be
world.
bought back.
It's been a lot
Mm-hmm.
in political world. So, and I'm gonna leave that part
Mm-hmm.
right there. So it's been
Mm-hmm.
changes, whether you
You're
like
right.
it, whether you don't.
Yes.
Um,
Well, let's talk about some of these things that have
folks,
been going on.
folks, protesting, but guess what? I'm boots on the ground. Where them fans at? So,
Because
yeah.
I'm gonna learn my stuff. Go ahead.
So that, and then we have a new pope. Um, rest,
Mm-hmm.
rest
He
in
got a little
rest,
coloring.
rest in heaven to our past pope. Rest in peace. Blessings upon your soul. And now we have a new pope that's had some seasoning. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we will
Mm-hmm.
see how that go. That was quick though. I
Mm-hmm.
thought it took some time, but from before
Well,
announcing the new
from
pope, and it won't need a whole week, right? I
yeah.
mean, that was quick. So
Well, I think from what I understood, they had they knew that what's the main name? Previous pope, because I can't even remember his name is.
what's
Um, who
that
was
saying?
his name?
Forgive us, Jesus.
Was it Francis?
I want
No.
to say Pope Francis.
Okay. Okay. Here you go. Whoever the other pope was, because girl, we have been through 3 popes in my lifetime, and I don't think most people do that. But okay. So the last pope, he had been
Pope
sick for some
Francis.
time, and I think
Yes.
that I think that they had not. Look at me knowing I'm knowing I'm knowing. Um, I think they had knew that for some time that he was sick, and I think the rumblings had already started as to who they wanted the next pope um to be, and how they wanted the person to be. And because remember, they had bought in some of the cardinals anyway,
Mm-hmm.
when he had first gotten sick. So I think, in true Pope Francis style, I believe that he called them together and talked to them and was like, hey, what's going on? This is what's happening, blah, 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 and try to get a feel for it, so that the people would not be without a pope for a certain amount of time. And I think, but when he died, they just had a number of people, and it was just now, let's vote who we're going to have. So it was less than 24 hours. They kind of had a figure. One of them was a black man.
But that's okay because
Yeah, girl.
that's the season.
That's what I said. But I think that, and from what I understand, it was also, you had to have like 2/3 majority in order for this pope to be voted in. So they all picked him on the second go round, and they said he was very much like Pope Francis in his ways, and it wouldn't have been a very big, turnover. It wouldn't have been something different, drastically different from what Pope Francis had been doing. So
So
We'll
yeah.
see.
So we have a new
The
pope.
people seem to be happy with it. The
Yes, they
people seem to
do.
be happy.
So, um,
So
so what else is going on? So I know we're just all over the place today because we're trying to play catch up because life is in life and
yes,
we got things going on and a lot of things have happened. The Eagles are the Super Bowl champions. Um,
yes,
I'm not an Eagles fan,
no, not
but
at all. But I'm glad that they are because
but
I was
I'm
done
glad
with
they are. I ain't particularly
KC.
no Kansas City fan neither, and so I was
Mm-mm.
glad that the Eagles
Let
won.
somebody else have a chance.
Exactly. Now I'm gonna need somebody else to win next year. That's not the Eagles or the Kansas City Chiefs, because
Yeah, we need the
after a while,
Steelers to
when the
get back
same
on
people
there, get
start
back on
just
their
winning
roll.
back to back to back, it started getting boring. So give some other folks a chance.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
um,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You
So
know what? I ain't gonna be mad if I see Jacksonville up there or um,
Buffalo.
Tampa Bay. I
I
ain't
want.
gonna be mad because
I want it.
ain't no big Cleveland Brown fan. Ain't no
Whatever.
big ain't no big Cleveland
Hater.
Brown fan. But I ain't gonna be mad. I ain't gonna be mad if my boy Trouble and Travis TNT Tay I ain't gonna be mad if they do a little something out there with the little Mark Anthony, Mark Cuban lookalike. Ain't gonna be mad if they get up there and get a little Super Bowl. And I ain't gonna be mad if Tampa Bay Buccaneers come back and do something. Do something.
So
So
yeah,
yeah.
I actually was rooting because Carolina's my team. Just where I pay my taxes. This is where I live. We ain't hitting on nothing. Still love y'all,
Yeah.
but we ain't hitting on nothing. But I
Yeah.
really did want Buffalo to where they came close, but
Yeah.
not quite. But I did want Buffalo to be up in there. But hey, I mean the Eagles won. I was happy
Yeah.
because I was like, let's. So,
Yeah.
speaking of Super Bowl, Shadua got drafted. Finally, y'all know now.
Yes, he did.
However you might feel about Prime and his offspring, y'all know y'all was wrong to have that baby sitting there waiting all this time. And some of y'all know y'all need quarterbacks.
Well,
All this
here's
time,
the thing.
Cleveland got several
Here's the thing.
quarterbacks. I'm just saying.
Here's the thing.
Cleveland got several
Here's the
quarterbacks,
thing.
but hey, I'm glad he got drafted. But y'all know y'all was wrong because after
Yes.
the first day,
Yes.
he ain't even my child. I was in there like,
Well,
I'm gonna
but
cry.
you know what though. But here's the thing, because I've watched him play. I watched him play at Jackson State, and I watched him play in Colorado. And I can honestly say he is not consistent. He's not consistent with his pace. He is not consistent. He's not a consistent thrower, and he does not work well under pressure. And I think that is a part of it, as well as your cockiest crap because you like your daddy.
Okay, first of all, he like
But
his
that don't
daddy, so
mean
he gonna
anything.
be. He
But
got
and
he
that's what I'm
inherited that
saying.
swagger.
And that's what I'm saying. But he's also older because most of them kids are 21 to 20, like 20 to 22. He's 23. That's getting a little old in the league. I was even
Ma, shut
surprised
your
they took
door.
Shallow. I was even surprised they took Shallow because Shallow's 25. I was like, oh, hey, brother, you are already 5 years out of the game. Like, and standards, you are OG.
But Shiloh, he in
So
Tampa, right? He's in Tampa now.
yes, he's in Tampa. Yeah. So that's why I was like, okay, I get what they're saying and everything like that. I just
But
hope
still,
that he's like his dad. And what Stephen A. Smith said, I can talk it and let me show you, because that's what Prime did. Prime said, I'm gonna talk this trash, but I'm gonna also show you what I
and
can do. And
Prime
he did. And he
will
did.
go from the
He
football field
said,
to the
busting
diamond.
money
Yeah.
that's driving me wild.
Prime would go from the football field to the diamond and back. He was playing what? Atlanta Braves, Atlanta Falcons. I was like,
Exactly.
that's why his knees and toes and stuff
Yeah.
messed up then. But he did his
His
thing.
knees, girl,
After
that's
a
why them
while
toes
now,
gone. That's why them toes gone.
I know, right? But after a
she
while
said
now,
he
I
ain't
was
toes
like,
down.
you see, you're wrong. But I was like, after a while, I was like, now y'all know y'all wrong doing this baby wrong. Just
Yeah.
and then not only that,
Yeah.
but then the Atlanta
I'm sorry, I got to
Falcons
adjust.
offensive coordinator's child gonna call him acting like New Orleans was
Mm-hmm.
gonna take
Mm-hmm.
him and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. See, that's
Mm-hmm.
that's that
Mm-hmm.
privilege right there. No,
Yeah.
he would have got
Well, he got
snapped up.
fined.
Yeah, he got fined,
Yeah.
but his
He got
child need a
fined.
tail
He
whipping
got fined.
because he
The
got
Falcons
fined
got
because
fined. The coach got fined, and the child that the child probably got his life jacked up.
I'm just saying, because even though he didn't protect the information in his laptop, iPad, and all this, then the third, and I get he getting fined, but I would have, as a parent, I would have tapped that butt because I don't care how old you are.
Yeah.
You over
You
the age
don't play
of
them
18,
games.
you think you grown, but yet you doing stupid
Yeah.
stuff. And that was not funny.
Yeah.
And not only you messing with other people, you messing with your daddy's job. So when you come to me and want to
Exactly.
borrow some funds, I'm telling you, no, dude, because you've been in here acting tripping. I gotta pay this fine. Your funds is in this fine.
Exactly.
So yeah, I
Girl, I
mean,
better took that car. I better took his car and sold it.
yeah. So he need, yeah. Um, yeah, that irritated me. But yeah, this was the first year in a while, a long, I mean, years that I actually sat there and watched all around one, all
All three
around two,
days.
and partially round three, because round three was on a Saturday. It was all day. I
Girl,
had things to do. Um,
girl, I was there for every. My
so
child
yeah,
is a sports fanatic, so I had to watch all 7.
rounds. So yeah. But I was surprised. I was proud of myself, and I was surprised that I sat there for the whole time, even though
Yeah.
folks ain't know who they was. But yeah. And what is this? What is this? Look, this thing
I
they
don't know.
do?
I guess
They
it's
taking
cheesing.
pictures. Is
I
this
don't know. I
the
don't.
Austin
I,
Powers thing? It's like what they keep
no, it's.
smiling and doing that. I was like,
I
what
have
is
no idea. Most of them they got them veneers and things, so maybe they're showing off that they got some good teeth. I don't know. I don't know.
this? I was like, what
Um,
is this pose?
yeah.
Oh,
Some of them don't need to show them teeth.
yeah. I just
Yeah.
like, but I seen a lot of folks do it, even at
So
the Met Gala. I taped it because I was on vacation. So taping the
yeah,
Met Gala, and they be taking like what's the name? What the girl name? The track runner, Shamara Carr. What is that? The child name?
Shakara Rich.
Yeah, I said Shamar Carr. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Even she was up. I mean, just everybody's up there with this. I'm like, what is this
She
pose
rubbed me
all about?
wrong.
But anyway, so stop it.
She rubbed me wrong.
What else? Let's see what else about the football. Blessings to your little youngin who got drafted. I forgot when he got drafted, and he was in the first round, and then had to go to the hospital, and his mama passed away right after he got drafted.
Oh yes, yes, yes,
So,
yes. He was able to tell him. Yep,
yep.
yep,
So, my
yep.
prayers are out to you. Blessings, honey. To go make your
Mm-hmm.
mama proud.
Yes.
What else?
Shout out to all the new wifeys to be. Cause you
You better go get a job. That's all I'm saying. Why you out
cause you
here?
know,
They
cause
are. They
you
was
know
on them. They
they
was on
about to
their
get
arms,
married
honey.
now.
They was on them
They about
arms, honey. I seen the
look,
little wife to be.
that's what I said. They about to get married now.
Whatever. Whatever.
There's gonna be so many proposals over the summer. They're gonna be like,
Be like, y'all know I don't know these people's name. Be like, what the football player's name? They was at a basketball game. He was sitting beside the little girl that played for I think she played for USC. And the mama came and
oh,
sat
oh
there
yeah, yeah,
between them.
yeah, yeah. I know who you're talking about. I know who you're
Uh,
talking about. Mama said I ain't playing that because I
exactly.
seen her
And
in the
all they was
picture.
doing was sit
And
there
she
chit
said,
chat.
I gotta protect. She said I gotta protect my son from these women
So,
because you just
but
don't know what
see,
they want. And you're right.
and that's
You're
true. But
right
that little girl is got she
because
got a right of her. I mean, she a celebrity of her own right.
exactly,
And you also
exactly,
gotta look at your child too, because your son over there, this your son over there,
exactly,
he cackling and
exactly,
carrying on.
exactly.
Just like yesterday, what the boy name? Y'all know I do not know these football players' name. What the it's not Saquon. What the boy's name? Football player that was at the basketball game. Cardi B was there, and he was just a grinning.
Oh,
all.
honey, you don't want none of that. She said she got 3 kids and you ain't got no money for her.
But I'm just
You good.
saying, I
Yeah.
can't, I can't think of
Boy, you gonna be
anything.
used up and thrown to the side.
But
Bless his
he was
heart.
sitting up in there just a grinning all on Cardi B, and I'm like, so sometimes you got to watch your son too. But the point being is I get the mama, yeah. So all them soon to be wifeys up there, I'm gonna need the mamas to step in because yeah, and I'm gonna need you to sign this piece of paper right here because there's some, and
Exactly.
there are some good girls out there, and don't get me wrong, but some folks see them dollar signs and then don't last, and then the next thing you know, they try and take all your baby's money. And I get we ain't the mama for that. So
Yeah.
you better go
Yeah.
get a job. So
Exactly. Don't want to take the child support
so
that you give and then you want to take them to court to get more and stuff, because I'd be like 50 Cent. Yeah, I give you a certain amount. You don't want to take them, take myself to court and give you less.
so and he
Court
did.
appointed.
And he did. I was almost an NFL.
That was a win.
I was almost an NFL wife. That's another story for another day. I would have been divorced by now. Ain't no ifs, ands about it. I would have
You're
been divorced.
divorced or in jail. You know what I mean? Divorced or in jail.
I probably would have had kids, but then I wouldn't have had the child that I have now, but I would have probably had kids by now. So I wouldn't be in jail because I need to be out here for the kids. Oh, I would have been
Today on the first 48.
yeah, I would have been banking because I would have had stuff that, to me, to be honest, and I thought about this a lot of times because I was almost, and we ain't gonna get into that. And I know some people who know me might be like, well, some people who know, but some people who don't probably be like, after this podcast, like, girl, who is you? Yeah. But anywho, I was almost an NFL wife. Things didn't work out because we weren't together, and he was acting a fool, and he ain't finished school, and he ain't go to the NFL. He went a different direction. We're gonna leave it that way. But I thought about this. I have thought about this, that if I had became an NFL wife, we probably would have had a prenup. Cause I know that ninja. And we probably would have had a prenup. I wouldn't have had no problem signing a prenup, but I would have been banking, because we're gonna sign this prenup, you can get your little money, but I'm gonna get some funds too, because I've been with you since puberty, and then all this, that, and the third, and I already know how you get down. So I'm gonna protect you with your little money, but I'm gonna make sure I get mine too, because I know how you get down, bro. But 9 out of 10, for real, I probably would be we probably would have been divorced by then, because sometimes you know when to let go and walk away. And that's my scope on and I love his mama, and so I love his mama.
You gotta count your blessings.
And if I had kids, the kids would be in his life and all this, that, and the third, but we wouldn't be together. But anyway, we can move on from my almost, and I'd have had child. My almost being an NFL wife. If we had stayed together, he probably would have went into the NFL. I would, encourage him, stuff like that. But anyway, so with my brief history of almost being an NFL wife is, one, we didn't work out. I went one way, he went a whole nother way. His life took him in a whole different direction. My life took me in another direction. I'm grateful that my life did take me in another direction, because then I wouldn't have the child that I have today, which everybody who know me know that is my heart. But yeah, so to y'all soon to be wifeys, I'm gonna need y'all to get a job, because I even thought about that too. I was like, even if he had went to the NFL
and not even get a job, even if you don't need to get a job, do something productive with your life.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought about that.
Do something productive with your life.
Yeah, I was like,
I mean,
had got married,
start a charity, go work for a charity, something.
Exactly.
Just don't sit around having babies and think that that's gonna be because what if that person gets hurt?
Exactly.
What if I'm gonna need you to go out here, and I mean, if you didn't finish school because you was trying to back him or whatever, okay, he done made it arrangements, baby. Be the best flower arrangement person that you can be.
Something.
That's all I'm saying.
So yeah, I thought about that too, because I would have went to school. I would have completed school, and I would have had my own career because I wouldn't want to just be known as the wife of such and such and such and such, and she just da da da. I'm not gonna be on Basketball Wives or Football Wives or the Real Housewives or whatever, whatever. For those who do that, that's on you. If that's what you want to do, more power to you. But I would have had my own career because, first of all, if something were to happen to him and he won't play no more, whatever, whatever, and even if we were together, I need to hold it down for me. Plus, yeah, I might have had your funds from the prenup, but I want my funds too because I can pocket your funds and do whatever, whatever, and I still own my earn my money or pocket my funds and do so I would have still went to school, I would have graduated, I would have had my own career. So to all these ladies, girlfriends, extended girlfriends, because some people be having long engagements, those that's engaged, those getting married, do something with your life too. Identify yourself besides being the wife of so and so, so and so and so. And that's for anybody. NFL, exactly. Major League Baseball, NBA, tennis, golf, whatever,
NBA,
a doctor, lawyer, whatever.
Anybody.
Go get yours, boo. Go get yours, boo. So with that being said, is that all about sports? What else we got going on in sports?
Yeah, that's all about sports right now.
Let's talk about Cam Newton. He get ready to be a daddy of number 9. I heard that today or yesterday. So
I saw that, and I saw that, and we're gonna keep on going because
I don't get it, but to each his own, and best wishes to you.
Best wishes to you.
What else going on in the
yes.
What else going on in the Super Bowl? Mike Vick is the head football coach to the North Carolina, Norfolk State University.
Yep.
The green and the gold. What they said, behold the green and the gold. HBCU. I am so proud of him. He'd have been through some stuff. I love dogs because I got me a grandpup. I love dogs too, but I think to each his own with the dogs. And I love dogs. I treat my dog like my dog is a human. But I'm just saying, society, the world gave it to him over some dogs, and he came up strapped from the bootstraps, and he is doing it, and them darn tickets to win sky high.
They didn't win from $35, girl, to
$135. I said,
yeah.
Now look at him, Mikey.
Yeah.
I'm even trying to find tickets like when they come, if they come. Well, it just so happens Central will play State in Norfolk State this year, but the last couple of years y'all been playing them here since for homecoming and everything, and I've been up in the mix, and now I can't even get y'all to come to the Carolinas and try to get a ticket because Vic is doing it, child. So them tickets is hot. So I am so proud of you. Congratulations. I wish you the best. One of my sisters and I, classmates, home boys, is actually on the coaching staff at Norfolk State too. So but them
shout out to Andre.
Yep, shout out to Andre.
Andre.
Yeah, so I said these tickets is y'all is doing the maps over here. So ain't no more discounted tickets. So so congratulations to Mike Vick and his family.
Yep.
Okay, so that's right. We did college, we did NFL, anything happening in the basketball besides the playoffs. We got the playoffs going.
Just got the playoffs going on, so we'll probably come back to that after that's over. Right now, they just still doing their thing. The NBA players really haven't been doing much. Iman and Tayana, they done broke up, and can't tell whether she with Mufasa or not.
They done broke up. You said they said she was Mufasa or not.
Yeah, I don't know if she was Mufasa or not.
She was at the Met Gala by herself. He won't dad, but that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. But
but other than that, NBA, they've been kind of on the quiet home front. They've been on the quiet home front. So glad the Lakers are sitting at the house because that child works my nerve.
Well, we'll keep it going. Yeah, did Boston
Um,
win? New York win? Who won yesterday? I don't even know. I've seen one game during the
Even
playoffs,
up.
and that was last week. But was it last Wednesday when the Knicks was playing the Celtics at Boston, and the Knicks won that game. But I know they played yesterday, I think, because what's today, Tuesday, I think. But I don't
They
know who
did.
won the
They
game.
did.
So,
The
and the only
Knicks
reason why I was
won. The
watching that
Knicks
because I was at
won.
a bar, so and it was
Yeah,
on
the
TV. So
Knicks won. Jason Tatum is out for the for now, well, for the season, because he towards ACL.
okay, well,
So yeah, we're gonna keep it moving and see what's gonna
all
happen.
righty. Well,
Haven't
then,
really been watching in WNBA. Um, yeah, haven't really found a team for that. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it for sports.
so yeah, cause yeah, I ain't nothing else really happening with the sports.
Yeah.
All right, so what else about the hood we gonna discuss? What else been going on? Trying to think.
Listen.
Oh,
So, well,
and I hate to
you
go
know
back
what?
to
I'm gonna
this.
say
I do hate to go back to this. We got to go back to football one more time. Cause what is Uncle Shay Shay out here doing? What you doing, Unc? What you doing now? I'm gonna need you
so.
to get it together, Unc. First of
I,
all,
I have
first of
listened to
all,
I listened to the Monique part, the Monique one when he was talking, when Shay Shay was talking to her. I listened to the Cat Williams, and the both of them said you need to stop messing with them young women and get you, and I'm gonna quote Monique on this, a sturdy gal, because you messing with them ones out there, and it ain't happening. Now you out here with lawsuits and stuff and acting crazy, and you acting like you don't know what to do. Now you got to step back from your job, making your money because you out here acting crazy,
Unc, I'm gonna need
bruh,
you to do better. Do better now. Do
bruh.
better. Way better.
I'm gonna tell you like Monique said, and this is, and you know me, girl. I don't usually go on people's, on like the professional people's pages and stuff like that. But girl, I had to go on that one, and when I was like, I'm with Monique on this one. You need to find you one of them church gals that can cook. You know you from Alabama. You know you from, you know your grandmama and them told you. Get one of them big sturdy gals down there from the church, and down there they'll be having them revivals outside under their tent and the trees and stuff. And you want to go out here and play with these little young boy, if you don't sit down somewhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna need Unc to do better. We got a lot going on in the NFL, ain't we?
Girl, what girl? You know what? I'm gonna tell you like I tell the kids. Do I need to show up with my church belt? Cause y'all acting a fool.
Yes, they are. So yeah, Unc, I'm gonna need you to get it together because as soon every
Mm,
month is something. I mean, I'm gonna need you to get it together. Um,
yes,
get it together.
yeah, they got to.
Do
And
somebody
now I got
your
to sit
age,
here and follow the P
30,
Diddy party
up
thing,
chat.
girl. You know, Cassie, she went on, girl. Cassie went on the stand today, girl. And I was sitting there eating my dinner, and I had to put my plate down, girl. That pork
Is it
chop was
on
so
Court
good.
TV? Because I've been looking for it because
No,
I want to
girl,
see. I mean, I've been seeing like
it
the
is
people
on.
talking about it on TV, but I wanted to know. You know, back in the day, we had Court TV where you could see the
Yes,
trials live and
it
stuff.
is on. I'm gonna have to tell you what's on because it was on my phone. What it was being shown on. But I was looking at ABC Nightly News. You know, David Mueller be telling people stuff, and girl, I was like, I just shook my head. I was eating a girl. I was eating a nice pork chop and stuff, and some of that stuff that baby said, I just had to put my pork chop down. I said he ought to be ashamed of himself, and his mama ought to be beat for having him. Cause that, girl, let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you
It ain't
without
his
getting too
mama's
graphic.
fault. You can only do but
But
so much. It ain't the.
if you
I mean,
had
you
a
can only do
beat
so
that
much. But she,
in when he was grown, when he was growing up, cause I'm gonna cause she the one said these girls be lying on her baby.
well, you know,
Let
they
me tell you
mamas
what
gonna
that baby
protect their
said.
baby, and I'm not. And I'm just letting you know. I mean,
I already know my kids
He did
crazy.
the
If somebody tell me
same.
my kids did that, I'm be like, let me think
Well,
about this
yeah,
shit.
because you
Hold on.
be seeing
Yeah,
your
they will. Yeah,
yeah.
he
But the
probably
point
did it.
is,
He
you're gonna
probably
protect
did.
as a mama, you're gonna protect your child to the best of your ability. My thing is, if she knew or when she found out
He
he
knew.
out here a while and now
She knew.
I'm just saying everybody do that child.
Because
She should have checked his butt. But my point
no, she
is,
laughs at him. She laughs at him because the mama of the youngest baby, she was sitting right there and she didn't want to be seen on camera. So she got up to move, right? He was sitting right there beside his mama getting one of them Abby bags or whatever because they had been partying all night long, you and your mama. And then he gonna sit there and tell the girl, why you get up and move? Why you being so stupid or whatever? And she gonna be like, yeah, why you being stupid? No, you don't agree with your son. You look at your son and say, if you don't treat me like that, why are you gonna treat this young lady like that?
that's true.
And she's the mother of your kid. Okay, let me tell you what this baby said. And I'm not gonna try to be graphic about it because I know we on the people's thing, but it's out there because it's public knowledge. It's on the people's court page. She said after he made her have sex with escorts, male escorts,
Mm-hmm.
and after they did their thing on her, not in her, on her, he made her wipe it and rub it on his nipples. Girl, I put my pork chop down. I was done. Girl.
Nasty. Oh, excuse me. I forgot where we was. Okay. I forgot where we was for a moment. I'm thinking I'm just sitting here FaceTiming you, talking to you.
Girl, look.
But excuse me. I apologize for that.
I
But
was through. I said,
yeah, but I mean,
and this is just day
I
one,
know, I
honey.
know, I know. It's so let me tell y'all this. Folks is nasty. Folks is crazy. Folks power trip. They think they have privilege. They just be doing a whole lot, a whole lot. You know, heard stuff from back in the day. You don't know if it's true, if it ain't true. That's just like the R cat. You don't know if it's true, if it ain't
Mm-hmm.
true. Da da da. Until stuff start coming on out and start doing crazy stuff. Even though we knew R. Kelly was crazy, but we didn't have proof
Yep.
at the time. But now you got all of this stuff going on. But and he should have
Yep.
known then that he was gonna get caught when the R. Kelly documents start coming out and start
Exactly.
and he should have been then like, whoa, I need to slow my roll or stop or whatever. But anyway, you get privileged and you think you God. And of course, God ain't doing none of this. But I'm just saying, some people have that God-like mentality to think they are untouchable and they can do A, B, C, D, and then they can treat people any kind of way. Whether you black, white, green, yellow, American, Asian, Latino, whatever. People be power trip. You get a little something and they power trip. So this is my thing with the females. And of course, if you're an escort, you're gonna do what you're gonna do because you getting paid to do it. That's on you. That's a whole nother story. If that's the way you making your money, do you, boo. But my point being, you are somebody that's supposed to be significant other, girlfriend, wife, whatever. And they disrespecting you. What I be trying to think is what in these females' mind make them, and make might not even be the word, but I'm gonna use make them still stay and take this crap. I don't know if it's because of their maturity level or their mindset or what. Because
She
what got
said,
me, I mean, you've heard of things, and he doing this, then the third, and he over here, and he such and such and such and such, and we all knew he was out there. But what got me is when you seen the videotape, and she trying to leave, and he coming out there wrapped in a towel, and first of all, take the steps. The elevators take too long. Take the steps. Now I don't know if he had bodyguards surrounding the steps or
he
whatever.
did.
But
He had bodyguards there.
but the point is, she gets to the elevator, and of course, you get to the elevator take forever. And then he comes out knocks her out, drags her, and all this, then the third. Let me tell y'all something. Lord, I keep forgetting. I'm just not sitting here talking to my sister on FaceTime. We on the people's
YouTube.
YouTube. I don't know if this is gonna get deleted, if we're gonna get flagged, or what's gonna go on. But let me tell y'all something. 3 things that a man gonna do. He gonna sleep, he gonna eat, and he gonna engage in some sexual activity.
Mm-hmm.
You got 3 chances
Mm-hmm.
to tap that ass. Excuse my language. If you scared to leave, because, and I understand he had bodyguards and all this stuff, you got to figure out some stuff. And when you leaving, don't take all your stuff. Get your ID and your wallet and your phone, and leave that other stuff. Don't be dragged. I gotta get my clothes and stuff. You can get clothes later. Take your necessities and get the hell out some kind of way. You got to plot and plan. I know she was fed up because she was trying to get away, but you know what? You know what? And I'm just saying this about not just her, but people that's in unhealthy relationships, period. Whether you marry, you could be married in an unhealthy relationship. Whether I talk to people, the young ones, the students, about healthy versus unhealthy relationships. And we actually gonna do a podcast on that. There are red flags out there. There are red flags.
Yes.
If a person is trying to alienate you from your family and your friends, and it's all about them and their narcissistic behavior, if they telling you a grown woman or a grown man, because the women out here crazy too. You a grown woman, grown man, and they out here telling you what you can and cannot do. Or even if you a teenager and you in a relationship, because I be watching, y'all know I be watching Fatal Attraction, or For the Love of Your Man, and all them shows. I need to stop watching. But it's just be like, these, even teenagers, you a teenager. How is somebody your age telling you what you can do? You can't be around your family, and you 15 years old. You ain't grown. They don't want you talking to this person. They don't want you around your family, and it's all about them and all this stuff. That is some toxic, narcissistic craziness. And when you first see the first red flag, you need to get out of their relationship one way or the other and get you a support system. And because that is crazy to me. Prayerfully, my children, my nieces, my nephews won't be getting, godchildren don't get into toxic relationships like that, because I ain't the mama, the auntie for all that, because we're going to be broadcasting from Blue Ridge jail or whatever, because I am not the person for that. I would be the orange is a new black. Don't come for me and mine with these darn relationships. So I pray over everybody that's in a relationship, because I feel like just because you are quote unquote star raw, that does not give you the right to treat people like that. That's stuff that she's saying, and it's gonna be more stuff. She already said a lot leading up to the trial. She just said a lot today, and it's gonna be more stuff that's gonna be said, not just from her, but from other people. Other people, even the escort that one of the escorts that she was with, I think he testified today, or he get ready to testify. That is some nasty, narcissistic, sadistic stuff. And thank God she got out. But look at all the therapy and stuff she has to go through, because she endured this crap. And ain't no telling what else she'd have endured, the drugs and all of this. And then his so-called friends, supposed to be your friends and your boys and stuff, and you just sitting up in here dating or having sex with your boys, girl. Y'all nasty. You nasty, and you're nasty. And this world is crazy. It's just
and one of the things she said was, I took drugs because I had to have a buffer for what he was making me do.
She had to numb herself.
And I'm like, and I'm like, and then I stop and think, and I'm like, It was 190 people, celebrities and high influential people on a list that they had to give to potential jurors and say, look over this list. Do you have a problem with anybody on this list? Girl, why was Mike Myers on there? I said, not Austin Powers. But
I make you
Michael B.
horny,
Jordan was on the
baby.
list, girl. So they asked,
I'm just saying. I'm
to
just.
look, they asked Michael B. Jordan, they was like,
Oh
why
no.
would you be on this list? Whatever. And he said, oh, because he threatened me because I messed with his ex girlfriend. Well, we all know who that little
Yeah.
girl was.
I mean, it's just crazy.
So, but I mean, here's my thing.
J Lo, you
Did you
got out
threaten
when you
everybody she
did.
messed with?
Huh?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
people might not be.
girl, speaking of that, have you ever watched the Shine documentary on Hulu? All right, I'm saying, everybody. If you have ever wanted to see a documentary that was so good, y'all have got to go to Hulu and watch the Shine. You remember Shine, who was with Diddy?
Yeah, yeah.
Girl, his documentary is so freaking good. I mean, this man went from being a rapper, taking the heat for Diddy, getting left out there. I mean, he went through the whole game. The girl now he is in his homeland of Belize, and he is leading the people's girl. He didn't change his name. Everything. He went on a pilgrimage to Mecca. Girl, when, I'm telling you, it is mind blowing. Shine, y'all gotta see it. It's called The Honorable Shine. I'm telling you, that boy they got married. He got a kid. It, y'all, when I tell you, y'all, it was so good. And I don't do documentaries. That one was good. And I was looking, I said, I'm gonna see what he say. Let's see what the real story is, whatever. But as he got into it, I was like, oh, oh, I remember that, but that ain't what they said. I remember that, but that ain't what they said. He got a raw deal, y'all. A raw deal.
I
But
believe
he
it.
is something for the people.
I believe it.
And he flat out there and said it. He was like, "Don't think me and Diddy good, because we not."
And they probably, I mean, I'm pretty sure they not. Cause look, what is her name from Danny to Kane? She was on, I watched The Masked Singer, and she was on this
Yeah,
season
yeah,
of
yeah,
Masked
yeah. The little
Singer.
white girl,
What is
Aubrey.
the Aubrey child?
Yeah, yeah, that thing a
Say some,
hot looking mess.
say some prayers for Aubrey, because
I'm gonna
she
say something for her because
she
girl,
yeah,
Botox
say some
and
prayer. I was
all that
like,
stuff was not good
yeah,
to
and
her.
even she said, she was like, when she was unmasked on the Masked Singer, she was like, because they give clues of who it could be, da da da
Mm-hmm.
da da. And she said it. She said, my former boss, blah blah blah, da da da. And I'm like, child, what he done did to you? Because you is looking some rough. And she was
Yeah,
on the TV show. When he had the reality shows of Making of the Band and all.
yeah. The one black girl that was on there with them, he made her walk
Yeah,
across the Brooklyn Bridge after holding her hostage for 4 days.
because I think the one that we
What's
talk about
going
is the one that was also in the she was in the group with, she was in Danny Kane, but then she was in the other group with her, him,
on? Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think it's Kalina.
Mm-hmm.
We name
Mm-hmm.
droppings, but y'all know these people. Yeah, she was from Louisiana. I remember her because she was from Louisiana when the
Yep.
storm hit and she had to uproot, and
Yep.
you knew that off of the Making of the Band and all of that. But child, anyway. So I think this is just my opinion. Like I said, y'all, this is just our opinion suggestions. We just sitting here chit chatting. Um,
Catching up.
about stuff and catching up. But I think they're gonna give it to him. They're gonna.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if
I
he
think
get
they're gonna do
off.
him
I
like they
think
did R.
you
Kelly.
know,
And
yeah.
he's like
So
they try to say that it was like, well, just because you like to have intercourse does not mean you are like a sex trafficker or whatever. The thing that's going to get him is the fact that you transported these people from one area to the other. That is why it's trafficking. and his lawyers are like, oh no, he didn't traffic, it was under consent. But was it consent? Was it though? You know, was it consent?
Well, we gonna see, cause
Yeah.
it did
And
not
then you
fail
had a nerve to
several
have
times. They
videotapes
do.
to use for
Yeah.
blackmail. You had videotapes used for blackmail, but you literally just hung yourself. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this play out. So
So yeah, so that's the Puffy, Love, Diddy, whatever we call his name. That's the info in the hood. What else is going on in the hood? It's only been 5 months, y'all, in this new year.
I know.
What else is going on? What else going on in the hood? What's good going on in the hood? Look,
Let's see. Well,
still here, thank
one of the
you,
good things that the new tenant has done that's in the White House, he found this out yesterday. He is requiring and he signed the paper for all pharmaceuticals to reduce the cost of their medications 80%. They cannot go over 80%. So that means diabetics can now start getting their medication without having to pay $700 a month.
What else? One
Or
good
go to the Walmart and ask for the dog's version. That's 35. That's the same thing. But
or good RX.
exactly.
Um,
So that's one good thing I can
that's
honestly say.
that's one good thing. What else?
I give him that.
I don't, but
But for every one good thing he do,
child, can somebody take the ink pen?
17 months. Girl, because he be signing stuff in his sleep.
Just take the pen. Um, so what I need just
Ain't
take
no more ink in it. Ain't no more ink in it.
just say ain't no more ink in it.
Ain't no more ink.
So yeah, y'all. So that is we've been sorry, it's been a few months and we've life be life and we got things going on personally, professionally, growing educationally wise, got things in the fire that we getting stuff,
Yes.
things situated. We're back. So you'll be
Yes.
getting some more podcast episodes from us.
Yay.
Shout out to our faithful listeners who let me know over the weekend that, hey, I ain't been seeing no new episodes. What y'all doing? I'm watching the reruns. What is y'all doing? I'm like, hey, January came,
Yep.
life be life, and we got things going on. But but with that being said, anything else, sister, you got to say?
No, I think our next one should be on healthy relationships. So healthy versus toxic relationships. Cause I'm getting it from the teenager aspect and yeah, so we need to do that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, you
yeah, yeah.
tell my nieces I will knock if you buck. So,
Girl, one of them got a new little boyfriend. He cute though.
what's up?
He cute though.
Mm.
She got rid of the other one. He cute though.
Why? Look, we ain't gonna get into it. I'm like, why?
I know.
So, well, anyway,
She
they
said he
teach.
was iffy. This one was like, hey, girl, that the good thing is my kids let me read their text messages. So
I ain't got no choice because you my dear. You
you
take
better
the
let me read the text
phones,
messages.
so you ain't got no choice, my dear.
I got the phone right now.
I
That's
know
what
you
it is.
do. I be trying to call my nieces, like, why is you answering my niece's phone? I want to talk to you. I want to talk to them.
Because I paid the bill.
Whatever, my dear. But anyway.
But anyway, so she said, Mama, read this. And he was like, she said, I heard something today. And like what? Did I like you? And I was like, and she was like, yeah. And he was like, well, do you want to go together? And she was like, yeah. And then he was like, well, I gotta get ready to get on the plane, but
Where he
I gotta
going?
come coming. Girl, he was in Florida. And he was like, I'm gonna get on the plane, but I'll be at school tomorrow. He was like, can I walk you to class? And then she was like, yeah. He was like, wait, what classes do you have? I was like, what? How you not? And she said, I have this class virtually. He was like, well, do you mind if I walk you to all your classes? And she was like, that's fine. She said, I'll come find you in the morning. I was like, they're totally different from my older three. So
Oh yeah, they told the last two is totally different from the first two. Yes, child. Thank you,
yeah.
Jesus.
So
But yeah, girl,
I was just
y'all,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. And then he was like, remember, he's like, remember Jesus loves you. And I was like,
but you gotta watch out for them too. You gotta watch out
that's
for
what I
the church
said.
ones
I
too.
said, look, I said, oh, yeah, we don't need to get back into I said, Joe, you need to start reading your Bible. Oh, girl, I got one for you. Okay, y'all, this is the cutest thing. So my granddaughter, bless her heart, she go to a daycare and they do like a little worship and stuff in the morning. So yesterday she was singing, and I kept saying, what is she singing? And she was saying something about EIB. It was EIBAE. And I was like, and then she was saying something about God is the one for me. And I was like, that ain't what is this song she's singing? I mean, she was singing it loud too, girl. She was like, EIBAE, God is the one for me. And I'm like, so then I was thinking about it, and I just sitting there looking at her, and I was like, BIBLE? And she said, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, well, at least look, she ain't spelling it right, but at least she into it. She doing her praise and worship.
And she was getting it in. And I said, because if I was asking her questions, she said, it's a worship song. And I said, okay. Just I'm trying to figure out what you said.
The baby said she getting her praise on.
I said, honey, it's the Bible. She said, no, it's a worship song.
You leave my baby alone.
I said, that's fine. You go on to sing your song, girl. So me and her was singing AIBLE or whatever. I don't know. I kept trying to spell it right, girl. She kept looking at me and then she said, yeah, yeah, just stop.
Because you ain't spelling it right. You ain't spelling it right.
I said, fine.
Let my baby get her
I
praise
said,
on,
fine.
child. Because we know her mom.
I
You
did,
heard me?
girl.
We
I
know.
just
I love Denise too, but I know
I
you.
did. I said, okay, I'm gonna stop.
So, all
Girl,
right.
she just turned and looked at me.
And then the other
I'm
one
saying
is the other one is the No Limit Soldier. So let her get her praise on.
girl,
Because I
we're
don't know
not gonna
about the
talk
other
about
one.
that. We're not gonna talk about that.
The other
Girl,
one,
she be
like,
there on the phone.
here we come.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
hey. All you gotta do is say, hey, and she be like, hey.
He just
I'd be like, what did you do? And she be like, eh. She said,
your grandkids.
girl, they on different ends of the spectrum.
Yes, they are.
One
Yes.
praising the Lord and the other one praising the pole. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, girl. They are out there.
They a mess.
They funny. They like two different. I mean, which they should be two
They
different, but
are.
yeah, they different. But
Yeah, too. Girl,
so
I just be shaking my
amazing
head.
people. Until next time, we thank you. Sorry it took us so long to come back. Like I said, life be life and things be happening. So we talked about what's going on in the hood today. And then our next episode, which will be coming soon for season 2, because we in season 2, girl. For season 2, the next episode, we will talk about healthy versus unhealthy relationships, whether you're a teenager, whether you grown, whether you are a seasoned adult. People crazy, not just the men crazy, the women crazy too.
Yes.
I.e., all them episodes of Fatal Attraction or For My Man. That's how
Yeah.
they in these episodes, because people be out here just
Acting
crazy.
crazy.
So we're gonna talk about healthy versus unhealthy relationships, and the red flags, and give you some resources
Right?
so that you can get out of those toxic relationships. And even there's some people that's married, there's in toxic relationships, and I know they said, well, You know, the Bible said don't get a divorce, da 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 da. But God could be telling you to get out their relationship because He might not put y'all together. Y'all put yourselves together, and you
Yep.
know, people tripping. And see, you got me on a whole nother episode because I was getting ready to say something, but I will talk about this
Yep.
at the next episode because now I'm going to go on my soapbox. But next episode, healthy versus unhealthy relationships. Amazing people, thank you for joining us. Apologies again for taking 5 months to get back on track, but we are here. And with that, we wish you blessings and love.
Blessings. Bye.